You're planning a trip to the Jungfrau region and you're probably coming across the name Männlichen again and again. Now in this video, I'll show you what it is, what you can do there, how to get up there, and a few insider tips and more, because this is Switzerland Insider. My name is Greg, I'm Swiss, and my goal is to help you experience Switzerland like a local. Now before we start, I'd like to let you know that Männlichen is also part of my Jungfrau Region Travel guide. So, what is Männlichen exactly? Männlichen is a mountain in the Jungfrau region, sitting right between Grindelwald and Wengen. It's about 2,300 meters high, that's about 7,500, 8,000 feet, and gives you one of the best close-up views of the Eiger, Mönch and Jungfrau mountains. A big reason it's popular is how easy it is to reach. You've got lifts going up from both sides actually, one from Wengen and one from Grindelwald, which makes it one of the most accessible viewpoints in the region. Once you're at the top, the view is pretty spectacular. On one side, you're looking straight into the north face of the Eiger, and on the other side, you see deep into the Lauterbrunnen Valley as well. You basically from up there see the entire Jungfrau region. Once you're up there at Männlichen, what can you actually do? One of the more popular things is actually to do the Royal Walk. This is a short trail that starts right at the cable car station. And it climbs up to a small summit with a crown sculpture on top. It's easy to reach, and the higher up you go, the better the view gets. From the top, you're actually looking straight at these mountains, plus the full panorama of both valleys below. Another great option is the panorama trail to Kleine Scheideck. This is actually a 4.5 kilometer long hike. It's mostly flat, and it takes you on a path with constant views of these big mountains. It's an easy hike and perfect if you want a bit more than just a viewpoint without doing a huge trek. And the cool thing is, this trail is also open in winter. And more to that later on. Now, if you're visiting in summer, chances are pretty high you'll run into cows grazing up there. You'll often hear the bells, which also adds to a little bit of a nice Swiss alpine atmosphere. Männlichen is also great for families. Right next to the top station, there's a huge playground. Kids can run around, climb and play, while the adults have an eye, but can also relax on the terrace nearby. And speaking of kids, there's also the Lieselotte Trail. Lieselotte is a cow from a children's book. And this theme trail actually starts at the top and leads down to the middle station of the Grindelwald gondola. Along this way, actually, there are activity stations, and it's a lot of fun for all families. And another thing not many people know is that you can actually stay overnight at Männlichen. Right above the restaurant, there is actually accommodation. And of course, there's also the mountain restaurant at this station. You can sit outside on the terrace, soak up the views over a coffee or some local food, and it's actually a really cool spot if you're traveling with people who might not want to hike all that much. And how do you actually get up to Männlichen? The first one is from Wengen. Right in the center of the village, there's a cable car station. The ride only takes about 5 minutes, and the views looking back down into the Lauterbrunnen Valley are pretty impressive even before you reach the top. In summer, you can ride the top of the cable car for an extra charge. The other way is from Grindelwald. You start at Grindelwald Terminal, which is the big station where most of the new lifts connect. From there, you take a gondola up to Männlichen. That ride takes around 20 minutes, and you'll see the valley opening up more and more as you go higher. Now, if you're staying in Interlaken, both routes are pretty easy. You take a train to Lauterbrunnen if you want to go to Wengen, or a train straight to Grindelwald Terminal in the other case. Either way, the whole journey from Interlaken to the top of Männlichen takes about an hour to an hour and a half, depending which one you do. So, let's talk about prices for Männlichen. From Wengen, the cable car costs 29 Swiss francs one way or 58 for a return ticket. And if you want to ride on the roof of the cabin, the Royal Ride, that's an extra 5 francs each way. From Grindelwald, the gondola is slightly more expensive, around 34 francs one way or 68 francs return. If you've got the Swiss half-fare card or the Swiss Travel Pass, you'll pay half price on these tickets. And with the Jungfrau Travel Pass or the Berner Oberland Pass, the ride up to Männlichen is fully included, so you don't pay extra at all. And if you're having the Jungfrau Region guest card, you get around 30% off. So depending on which pass you have, you've got plenty of ways to save a bit of money on your trip to Männlichen. And you ask, when's the best time to actually visit? Männlichen is mainly a summer and winter destination. In summer, it usually opens around the end of May and stays open until October, depending how much snow is still around. That's when all the hiking trails are open as well, such as the Royal Walk, the Panorama Trail, and the Lieselotte Trail. Summer is also when you've got a good chance of seeing cows. That's a bit of atmosphere you don't get in winter. But in winter, Männlichen turns into a part of a ski area. Even if you're not skiing, there's still plenty to do. You can ride up just for the views, have lunch at the restaurant, or even walk the Panorama Trail, which stays open in winter as a hiking path. And one really fun option in winter is actually sledging. You can actually sledge from Männlichen all the way down to Grindelwald, and you can rent one right at the top station if you didn't bring your own. But one thing to keep in mind is that in spring and autumn there is usually a few weeks when the lifts shut down for maintenance, and it's always worth checking the timetable before planning your trip during this time. All in all, Männlichen is maybe my favorite place in the whole Jungfrau region. It's one of those spots that's not overrun with tourists, but still gives you some of the best views you can get. You've got Eiger, Mönch and the Jungfrau Mountains right in front of you, valleys dropping away on both sides, and a choice of easy walks and also longer hikes if you feel like exploring a bit more. And I like that you can just go up there for a short visit or spend a whole day. It feels like a bit of a hidden gem. It's the kind of place where you can go home knowing you found something special that not everyone knows about. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and to check out my travel guides linked below. See you soon in Switzerland. Bis bald und tschüss.